It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Time for a very revealing and very interesting chat as we move into our Tech Daily Update. So recently, Stats SA released their latest general household survey, which always throws some interesting revelations out there, and it revealed that a very small number of South African households have internet at home, the lowest being 2.2% in Limpopo. Now, the survey also revealed that 61.8% of households have at least one family member who has access to the internet. And clearly, South Africans are connecting in a variety of different ways. But here to unpack exactly what this all means in this world is tech journalist Bryan Smith. Bryan, welcome back. This is really interesting to me. I mean, Stats SA always kind of have some really interesting takes on where South Africa is, which is, I suppose, the whole point of it. But this in particular, what is happening to fixed landlines and ADSL at home? Is this a massive drop? What does this all mean?
It's not a massive once-off drop, but it's something we can definitely call the slow death of ADSL.
The decline.
The decline, as things go. What the stats do reveal is that on average we see a yearly decrease in the number of ADSL fixed line subscribers by about 1.69%. So what that essentially means is that South Africans are relying far less on the likes of ADSL and fixed line rentals and instead migrating to different connectivity mediums such as fiber to the home or more generally mobile internet.
I was going to say obviously mobile, and that's an African thing, is we are seeing a massive mushroom. People live through their smartphones on the continent. Is fiber killing ADSL? Is that what's going on here, do you think?
Not quite. Fiber is growing steadily year on year, but unfortunately that's growing on a very small base. Of course, the costs and delays with implementing fiber infrastructure are a major obstacle.
It's a premium, yeah.
Definitely.
Mobile data, has it become easier, less expensive? I know we talk about this a lot. It's been a massive debate that rages on the fact that we as South Africans pay so much for our data. We don't use it all and then it gets taken back away from us with some novel ideas. Where do we stand where it comes to mobile data at the moment?
Mobile data is generally everyone's in South Africa's first point of entry to the internet, because naturally purchasing a smartphone is so much more cost effective than going out and buying a full-on computer or having to rent it or install a telecom line or an ADSL line to begin with. Now, of course, the interesting thing in South Africa is that you revealed earlier, mobile data and mobile internet access is South Africa's port of call. We are what we call a mobile first nation, and that most South Africans are happy to communicate and access the internet through their mobile phone.
That is great. So what does this mean for the next? What should tech companies, service providers be gleaning from these rather interesting stats? Where are we headed?
They should implement strategies essentially what are called mobile first. And what that essentially means is that websites and services should be focused to mobile devices first, and then all other devices, so we can put that in the category of tablets to laptops and desktop computers, secondly.
Becoming a lot more specialized. I know that we've seen a massive decline in tablets in general. Smartphones are just becoming too awesome. I wonder if you'll see more of these kind of smartphone to desktop kind of collaborations like we're seeing with Samsung. It's amazing, but I think bottom line, find yourself a good cafe with good free Wi-Fi. That's where it all begins and ends. Bryan, thank you so much. Really, really interesting stuff. And of course, you can glean a little bit more about all of this on our social media platforms and connect with Bryan Smith SA online at Bryan Smith SA as well. Ask him some questions. See if you can stump him. He really is a tome of all things tech.
Thank you.